this is a great segue for one of the questions that I have up on my screen, and I think that segue is, and I think men have been not looked at as far as this being a problem with aging. I think that andropause, male menopause, is something that's relatively new, probably within the last, really coming up in the last 10 years, where menopause in women has been known for 40 or 50 years, and they although probably not treating women correctly with estrogen and progesterone 50 years ago, but they were doing it, and then they found it was bad, and now it's back because there's better compounded ways of doing it. But that, I think that mismatch between menopause, which is understood, and andropause, which is still misunderstood, leaves a gap. And I know we would see in the office women that would come in because their doctor told them, "Oh yeah, you're going through menopause. There's nothing you can do about it." And they would talk to somebody that had been a former patient of ours, and they'd come in, and then we had things that we could do about it, and we could treat their menopause, whether we would supplement it with hormones, or we would do something like the O shot that Dr. Reynolds developed, where you put PRP to get things more blood flow down in that area, make sex better, decrease stress incontinence. And then they would start feeling great, and their complaint would be, "Doc, what can I do for my husband?
Yeah.
He's not keeping up anymore.
Yeah.
I want to have sex, and he's 50 pounds overweight and tired all the time, and going to bed at 9 o'clock, and by the time I go to bed he's snoring like a freight train, and we don't have a sex life anymore, and we're only in our 50s, and what can we do about that?" And that's why I think it's great what you're doing at the Ultimate Men's Clinic.
You have to actually like look back at your spouse and say, let's try and get along again. But if the physical attraction, if the physical ability isn't there anymore, the desire, you get a lot of those, late life divorces, that it really has disrupted the fiber of and the fabric of the American relationship and the American family in so many ways.